Well, we're very excited about the win. It's the first time since 1996 that we've Murray State's beaten a top 20 ranked opponent on the road, and first time we beat Tennessee Tech in Cookeville since 1999, and more importantly, it gave us our 5th win of the season. So we're very excited about that. We still got a lot of issues. Looking back at the film, I thought we played basically the same way we played against Eastern Kentucky. Very inconsistent. At times we played extremely well, and other times we did not perform very well. And the only difference is we're excited today as opposed to last Monday. We were very disappointed and upset that we didn't find a way to win. So we still have a lot of issues. We still got to be a more consistent football team throughout the course of the game. When you have a chance to break the game open, you got to take advantage of that, which I thought that we did several times. We need to make a few more plays down the stretch. But we did improve. You look at our discipline. I think we had 1 penalty in the game, and that was a pass interference late in the ball game that good coverage, and that gave it was 3rd and 22, and then they end up getting the first down off of that. That was the only penalty we had the whole game. So that was a big improvement for us. Across the board, our red zone offense was outstanding throughout the course of the evening, something that we did not do very well against Eastern Kentucky. It's the first time all season offensively we've gotten to manageable 4th downs. As you well know, last year we led the nation in 4th down attempts and 4th downs made. We just hadn't had many 4th and 1s all season long. We've been in 4th and long, so we got close. We converted 1 4th and long at the end of the half, but we converted several 4th downs, 1 for a touchdown. And those are things that make our offense go, to extend drives, to continue to get more plays throughout the course of the game. And then defensively, other than the first 2 drives of the 3rd quarter in the second half, we played extremely well. They were out on the field a good bit, had a big stop there in the middle of the 3rd or 4th quarter. That on a 4th down play, and Benford just made more plays than we did, the great receiver out there. But hey, their kick didn't go through, and we were able to win the ball game. And it's amazing. You can play the same way 2 weeks in a row, but you win one and you get beaten one. So we got a lot of improving to do, but we did do a lot of things better that I just mentioned that helped us with the win.
Talk about how your defense, even though they did give up some points, they came up with big play after big play when you really had to have.
They did, and again, we're disappointed. With the first drive of the 3rd quarter, we didn't tackle well, and that was disappointing. We made a good adjustment at halftime, I thought, to really shut their run down. And we thought that they were going to have to go out there and throw the ball, and then they just ran it right down our necks there. So I wasn't real pleased with that, but after the first 2 possessions, we settled down, and the only time they even sniffed the end zone was that last drive, and that was aided by the penalty. But by that time, we were on the field a long time, and it's hard to hold down an offense that good for that long a period of time. So we did some good things, but again, we're just giving up way too many big plays defensively, and that's something that has plagued us all season long.
At the beginning of the year, you had said that you hoped the defense would be better this year than it was last year. Are you, I know you're not satisfied, but are you happy with the progress that you've made?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm happy with the progress we made. We're a lot better defense than we were last year. Hands down. In today's football, very rarely, do you see defenses just shut anybody down anymore. Everybody's scoring points. With the way offenses are, it's very difficult. We're much more athletic over there. We do get out of position some. The other night, we busted. I wouldn't say we busted. We just didn't play very good technique a couple times in the secondary that allowed. We're just kind of inviting the guy to go run on in here and catch the football. So there's some things that we got to do better. I think the big thing over there on all phases of the game, we have some playmakers on our team that have to make plays. I mean, that's, you know, every team that you have, since Little League on up, every team always has one guy that's better than everybody else, or two guys better than everybody else. Everybody knows on the team that they're the best players on the team. And in big games, you expect those playmakers to step up and make plays. And some of our playmakers have to do that more consistently throughout the game, or we're not going to be very successful.
Also, the Benford did a good job with Hipple there at the end. He seemed to have a solid fourth quarter, but held him pretty much in check.
Yeah, you know, he's a great player, and we double covered him mostly the entire night, and we got called on 2 goal line plays where we couldn't afford to double cover him, and he made some big plays. You know, it just goes down to me. To me, he's one of the best receivers in the conference, if not the best one. And for the most part, we held him in check. But there at the end, you knew that's where they were going, and it would have been, you know. But you get to that point, they score, and you know. But offensively, we had some chances there in the fourth quarter to put the game out of reach. And I guess those are the things that I'm talking about, that we have to end up making those plays. And again, I'm very critical of our team, and our guys know that, no matter the outcome. I'm always trying, hey, let's get better. You know, this is a process. I guess you hear old Nick Saban say that all the time, but I mean, it is a process. You're continually trying to get better, point out mistakes, correct them, get your team better. But I think the difference in the game for us is we played with a high energy level the entire game. Our guys had great excitement on the sideline when we would make a big play. They were very excited about it, and to me, that's the most excited team always wins, and I think we were the most excited team there Saturday.
Talk about also Kevin Robinson defensively, his development. He's the OVC sacks leader now. He's really seems to come on.
Well, Kevin's done a great job rushing the passer, and you know, now we got to get him more secure and fit in the right gaps on the run game, so he can be more of a complete player. And you know, those are things, not necessarily him, but those are some things that defensively hurt us some, Will, is that you know, defense is team defense. I mean, everybody's got a gap. You try not to leave a gap open, and occasionally, you know, we'll get knocked out of that gap, or we won't fit properly, and that's the reason you see some of the big plays that hit on us. But yeah, he made a great sack at the end of the half that ended up causing them to turn the ball over, Darius Buck, which I got to give props to Buck. I told you last week that you know, he has some very suspect hands, and that's the reason he's a defensive back. And so the interception against EKU, that guy caught it and gave him the ball. And this one, he made an open field catch. So he did a great job. And really, that kind of, to me, that sequence of events, Robinson's sack, Buck's interception, the 4th and 13 we converted, and then the pass to Brackett in the end zone for a touchdown. To me, that was the difference in the ball game.
Probably the best special teams game overall since you've been here.
Yeah, well, we made all our kicks. Knock on wood. We broke the curse. I think that's the first time since I've been here we've made every extra point and every field goal in the game, and it's frustrating because we practice it, you know, all the time. I mean, last night, every Sunday after practice, everybody goes in and we stay out there, you know, till we get it right, just with those guys. But we made a change at the holder position. Not that that the other guy wasn't doing a nice job. It's, you know, kind of like sometimes you got to go to the bullpen and call a guy in and whatnot. So Carson Byers from out of Lone Oak, out of Paducah, walk-on guy, he ended up being our special teams player of the week. Did a great job handling the snaps. Our times were good. Bobby Neal snapped the ball well, and then Cullen really came through and hit the ball better than he has all season long. So, you know, again, that was good for us to have. And then our kickoff coverage was outstanding. Victor Daniels played a well of a game there. And then the onside kick, you know, that really changed the momentum of the game. We got down 10-0, 10-7. We get the onside kick early and then go up 14-7 and never relinquish. Well, they scored and we were down, and then we regained the lead, and that was it. So punt coverage, golly, man, 41.5 yards, no returns. That was one of the better return men in the conference. So we did a good job there. And then we had one good punt return. The 2 times they did punt it, Victor made a good move and gained 14 yards. So, you know, all in all, other than our kickoff return team, we had trouble fielding the ball, which was very disappointing. We had a couple chances for some big returns. That's an area that we got to shore up.
Talk about Austin Peay offensively. They run it 2/3 of the time, and they have 2 or 3 good running backs.
Well, they're going to line up and run it right at you with the power game, and that's something that we've struggled at all season with stopping a big, powerful back. Last year, you know, we scored a lot of points against them, but they also had their way running the football against us. So it's going to be very important we do a good job on first down and get them in some 3rd and long situations, and then play good coverage. You know, they got some really good receivers, big, tall guys. I don't know his name, but number 18 is about 6'5", and if you watch him play Eastern Kentucky, you would have thought that I mean, he should be a pro. I mean, he was outstanding in their upset win over Eastern. So again, we're going to have our hands full defensively. They've shown to be a very base unit. Don't like to blitz a lot. A lot of times, you know, it's difficult because they kind of bend and don't break and wait on you to make a mistake. So offensively, we're going to have to do a good job of controlling the ball. May not be as many big plays, but really work the ball down the field and be outstanding in the red zone goal line area.
Injury-wise, how'd you come out last week?
Well, I think, you know, we're okay. We had Drew Hall, one of our guys that plays special teams. He got hit pretty hard there early in the game, and he's questionable. Blake Salter, who did not play, was injured in the Eastern game, backup, you know, linebacker. You know, and he's questionable. You know, we go in the game with one middle linebacker and Sam Small. So I almost told y'all if you saw 52 run out of the game, you ought to pack your bags up, take to the house, because we were out of linebackers. So luckily he made it through the game, played every snap, and we hopefully we'll get Blake back and he can, you know, come in there and do a good job and play when he needs to play. Pat and Arthur, both of them made big catches in the game, but again, they're very limited in what they can do. They're not. I mean, they're playing hurt now. They were injured before. They're playing hurt, but it was good to have them back. I mean, they're dynamic players. The catch Pat made on the game-winning touchdown drive may have been the only guy on the team that could make that catch. And then Arthur made several big catches throughout the game. So, you know, it's good to get them back. And, you know, the bad thing about the injuries we've had is when one guy goes down, we've had to shift 4 or 5 guys around to make up for that one injury. Hopefully we'll get Jamal Crook back this week. He sat out last week with a knee injury. He'll be questionable. We'll kind of have to see tomorrow how he's able to go. And then, you know, we got some good snaps out of Io. Again, he had just come back after 3 weeks of being out. But when we have him healthy and Crook healthy, that really, really helps our defensive ends. And it'd be nice to get those guys back.
Coach, talk a little bit about senior day. It's this Saturday, last home game for some of these guys, some of the guys on your team. Do you coach that up a little bit? Do you feel any sort of extra excitement, you know, on your end? How do you feel about that?
Well, it's a good day to recognize those young men, you know, because a lot of those guys, they signed up to here with a different coach, and now they got me. So they've been through a lot, and those some of those guys have kind of they've really bought in and been the backbone of our team. So it'd be good to send them out. Hopefully we'll get a big victory. You know, this week if we, you know, if we take care of business, we secure a winning season, back-to-back winning seasons, put ourselves in a position to win 13 games in 2 years, where took 5 years previous to that to reach that total. So, you know, those are some improving things that we've been able to do. You know, it's good. I'm not particularly fired up. It messes up my pregame routine by having to go out there and do that, but it's something that you got to do. Mm-hmm.
What is your pregame routine?
We don't have enough time to go over that routine.
Just the normal stuff.
That's right.
No problem.
Anything else? All righty. Thank y'all.